So I don't know if it's a problem with my eye. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. So here's our lux meter. The finest Amazon has to offer right here. These are basically plug and play. Wow, plug and play. It's quite simple, at least it seems. Oh geez, almost capsized. Yeah, that just felt deeper. Great things take time. At least that's what I've been told. We're good. Pretty much plug and play, kind of. Give me a break. It's all right, I'm better and I'm stronger because of this. Come on. Oh my God. All right, boys and girls, today we are doing one of the most simple mods on this truck. I can't believe it's even taken me this long to finally do it. I've owned this truck now for about 3 months. It's a 2023 Ram 2500, and it's time that I stop driving in the dark and I get some LED bulbs put into this thing. I selected some bulbs from Amazon. They're just cheap. They're nothing crazy expensive. I know there's a lot of premium options out there. I just went with a budget choice, and I'll show you which ones I picked. I'm gonna be swapping out the headlights, the high beams, and the fog lights. So on Amazon, all of these bulbs are sold by lumen. Some of them reaching 50,000 lumen. What does that even mean? And I'm actually gonna measure it with a lux meter, and we're gonna see how much brighter from stock halogen to upgraded Amazon LED bulbs. Okay, so here are our bulbs. Let's bring them over here. We'll set them on the tailgate and get a better look. So here you are, you're looking inside of the box. We have the LED bulb, of course, right there, and the harness, and I believe that's probably the anti-flicker or the warning relay, and they should be plug and play. I believe these are rotational. Let me see if I can pull one out there and show you. So here's the bulb, and as you can see, what's really nice about them is you're actually able to rotate them. The spring has movement in it. Once it's installed, you do have some space where you can change the light pattern. So where it's projecting light from in your housing to make sure you aim it a little bit better. So we'll spend some time aiming these as well once they're in. But if you turn it too far, they will come out and the ring does come off. So it's important that you know what the limitations are in the adjustment. But once you get them installed, they're great. They do also have a fan on the back, so I don't think they will overheat. They should keep themselves cool. And overall, they feel like a nice quality light. I've actually ran a set of these before. It was a 2015 GMC 1500, and I had a set of these as headlight bulbs, and they lasted longer than the life of the truck, although the truck would have lasted a long time, but we were in an accident and they totaled it. All right, so we're gonna do a quick walkthrough, kind of what it looks like under the hood. I guess I can show you what the truck looks like. We have halogen headlights. There's our high beam in there, and I do luckily have fog lights on this truck, so we'll be swapping those out as well. Let's go ahead and get this hood popped. So buried down in there, we do have our headlight housing. Headlight housing is right there, and in the headlight housing, you can see we have the little access cover down there. So this side's not gonna be bad at all. We'll be able to get to that, and I believe tucked in here, just down back in there, we can get to the low beam. So really quickly, I will do a walk around and take a look at how they look with the truck on. All right, so the truck is on. I'm turning the headlights on right now, and we will turn the fogs on. And let's go take a look and see how they look. Again, I know this is a daylight look. It almost looks like they're as bright as my park lights. Maybe I should entertain putting LED park light bulbs in. I don't know, we'll see. So that's about it. You can see here the amount of light that they're projecting is not too much. So here are the headlights. This will be our control. So you can kind of see that's headlights and fogs actually. Turning the fogs on and off, probably don't notice anything. Now high beams. Okay, so that's high beam on. So that's about it. And we'll be able to test after how they look in the daylight versus how they look now. All right, guys, we are gonna test these lights out at night and show you a little bit about what it's like to try to see driving at night. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. That's why we're gonna change these lights out. But I actually got a lux meter, so we're gonna take some measurements and kind of do a comparison from before to after. Let's drive to the test spot and we will make sure we can get a fair comparison. All right, so we're gonna do a quick walk around. Here's kind of how bright it is at nighttime. It's actually much brighter looking on the camera than it appears to my eyes. Here I'm standing directly in front of the truck. We got pretty good coverage, but we can see there's a little bit of a dead zone over there. And then if we look, there's a really big dead zone right over there to the side of the truck. So this is just headlights. You can see we opened up a whole bunch of dead zone right here in front of the truck. It's actually significantly darker. Our dead zone is now almost twice the size. Over here it's unbelievable. There's almost no light at all. I'm gonna grab the lux meter. We'll see what works. I'm not 100% sure yet. Maybe 10 paces out. Maybe I'll do one at 5 and one at 10. We'll see what the lux meter says. So here's our lux meter. It's just the MT912. This is an Amazon lux meter. Okay, so we just have to remove this cap on top. Now let's see if this works. Let's do 5 paces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm gonna try to not block the meter. Like 6.0, and that's at about my eye level. So we're at about 6 feet up, and it's reading 6.1 lux. Now I'm gonna lower it. This is about waist level. You could see here we're at about 88, and as we move into the headlight pattern, it picks up quite a bit. Now we're seeing 300-400. We're seeing a lot more. Let's go out another 5 paces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is head level. We're at about 10 paces out. We're reading about 9-10 lux. Right here, let me bring it down to waist level. We're getting a much higher reading. And as we step out into the beam, we can see that it's bouncing around a little bit. But this is about where we're at. I'm gonna put it right in front of the headlight. I have no idea if it's gonna be too bright for this to even realize or not, but let's see what measurement looks like. So it's really hard to read, but it's actually reading 940, so that's pretty bright. I have a feeling once I switch them out to the LED, I don't even know if this thing's gonna be able to read it. We'll see what happens when it goes over 1,000. It looks like there's only enough room for 3 digits, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens to that. It surprisingly looks really well lit on this camera. I cannot even see at all. Like, I literally feel like I'm driving in the complete dark at night. So it's quite surprising to see it through the camera lens, but if for anybody that owns these trucks, you know how horrible these lights are at night. Let's look behind the truck. That's how dark it is. So like driving through the cornfields out here where I live, you can't see anything. You can see absolutely nothing. This looks so overpowering. I'm gonna see if I can take a shot with my phone. See if it looks the same. No, it looks the same. The cameras just pick up the light really well. It also looks much pure whiter light than like the dim amber that I'm seeing with my eyes. So I don't know if it's a problem with my eyes. Maybe I need to see an eye doctor. Either way, these lights are getting changed out. So let's get to the install and then we'll be able to see the after and see if it was worth it.
All right, what's up you guys? Today we're putting the headlights finally in the truck. I'm gonna show you how to do the install. High beams, low beams, and of course fog lights. Let me show you the bulbs. Here we are. I got 3 of the finest Amazon. The finest Amazon has to offer, and we're gonna be putting these bad boys in and we'll do a comparison before and after. So it's been like probably 1 whole month since I recorded the last bit of this video. But anyways, we're still getting to the point where we get to put them in. Great things take time. At least that's what I've been told. All right, let's get this truck turned around because I'm not walking all the way back and forth. So installing these bulbs right here, these are basically plug and play, except where you have to remove the air box, reach way deep down in there, swap them out, and then plug them in. So it's pretty much plug and play. Kind of. We'll see. First of all, I'm gonna have to even probably get a step ladder. I'm gonna try to do it without a step ladder. Otherwise, then I'm 6'1" and I'm gonna feel short. And that doesn't happen very often, although it can happen. So once we get this air box out, then we will see what to do. So real quick walk around. One last look at how the halogen headlights look in there. You can't even barely see anything, of course, through the glare, but is what it is. Also have to change fogs out to get to there. Let's see if it'll focus. We will probably have to remove the shield. If I'm lucky. Oh, I might be able to reach in there. So almost plug and play. Maybe have to remove a shield, maybe have to remove an air box. It's quite simple, at least it seems. All right, so now clear as day. We have a ton of access. You can see pocket right there for that's for the high beam, that's for the low beam. Let's get those bad boys out. And actually you can see the fog light down there, but fog light's down there. I still think we'll do it from the bottom, but like I said, basically plug and play. Okay, so the worst thing about this truck is, all right, I'm 6 foot tall and the grill is almost up to my shoulder. It's so freaking hard to work on this thing. I can literally, look at this is my arm. I can barely reach over the fender here to work on this thing, and I gotta get in there. This one, of course, is the easy side, and this is what we will call the fun side. This side, we gotta take the air box out of the way. So we're gonna get this air box removed and hopefully just be able to stick my hand down in there, get it pulled out. I think that's pretty much it. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but I think once the air box is out of the way, we'll be able to pop those bad boys in. Let's get the parts laid out up here. Okay. All right, got my headlights. It's been so long, I don't even remember what is high beam, low beam, and fog light anymore. I have, oh, would you look at that? The item number like this one has is covered up. So I know one's a 9005 and the other two are completely blocked. We can figure that out once we get the bulbs out of there. So to pull this airbox out, it looks like we have one rubber clip right there, and don't really see any other mounting spots there. Probably is just sitting on more rubber clips, bushings, mounts, whatever you want to call them down below. Gonna have to get this hose clamp off, pull the box out, see if we can at least get it out of the way. Probably have to pop this off as well. It's all locked together pretty good. All right, let's get this stuff removed. So we'll spray a little bit of penetrant on that rubber, and I'm looking for another one. Had to finally bring in some real tools. So one day I dream of being able to just roll a tool cart out here and have everything easily used, easily available and organized so that jobs like this can be done quicker. And just like that, we got it out. Okay, first we will remove the cap. Got that off. Yeah, for the high beam. Okay, now that we got both of those off, I actually can't see the bulb, but I'm looking at the camera and I can see bulb, high beam I can see. Let's quickly do that. Of course, that was easy. Quick turn. This is an HB3 60 watt 9005. Compare that. 9005. Luckily, 9005 was the only box that was still labeled. So real quick side-by-side comparison of the bulbs. Oh geez, almost capsized. All right, so real quick side-by-side of the bulb, about almost the same size. Of course, the back side is much larger where there's a fan to cool it, and then we have this whole relay or flicker module that hopefully will all fit in the headlight, and we have to connect the plug. It plugged right in. One thing about LEDs is if you plug them the wrong way, they usually don't work. So right here on the connector, you gotta get those right. So what I'll do, I recommend plugging it in first and checking it, or before you assemble it all back together. Turn the truck on, we'll turn some brights on. Let's see what they look like. And we've got light, and you can hear that. That is the fan, it's working. That was successful. Shut it off, put that one in and move on to the low beam. All right, we're back. Had to grab some gloves, burning hot. It's like 90 degrees and sunny. My son's taking a nap, so I had to take advantage of this window of time I had. Now, it's really hard to see in there, so I'm actually going to cheat and use the camera to see. So I'm trying to see which way the pins are clocked, and you can see the small pin right there is clocked in that position, so I want to mimic that when I'm inserting my bulb. Quite literally might be the only benefit of filming at the same time as you're working that I have at least come up with so far. If I come across any other benefits, I will let you know. Otherwise, it seems to just add a lot of complexity, especially when you barely know what you're doing. Get that bulb into place. So I'm struggling to get it to seat. Most likely because I probably can't even reach over this truck, it's so tall. I'm literally gonna have to go get a step ladder. I admit defeat right now. All right, I'm back with a step ladder. Okay, success. That bulb is in. We have to pay attention to which one is which. Although they do appear the same, they have the same part number. So what could go wrong? Popped back on there. Okay, now these headlights do spin. they are adjustable. So you want to make sure that they're clocked in position in your housing. And that one, pretty much I got lucky, lined up right away, so I don't have to worry about that. All right, now let's get this low beam out of there. I walked off, I don't even know why. Okay, low beam, a little bit harder to get out actually, but we got it. And this is a slightly different style bulb. Low beam is a H11, nothing but the finest, made in Germany. Wow, the most engineered part in this entire truck. H11, okay. Wow, I just realized this is quite corny, but if anybody's curious, these are the Punisher headlights. Wow. Okay, oops. Hopefully I don't need that. We can do a real quick comparison. So of course there's the new versus the old. Quite larger actually. Of course the fan is larger. Getting this one to fit, it might be a little bit more challenging. Make sure that it's locking to me in the right position. Okay, kicked my butt 2 times. Believe it or not, I can actually see the bulb and the tabs from this side of the headlight. Very hard to see, but I can actually see the tab orientation in there, so I can guarantee that it's in the correct position. The very few things about my work that I will guarantee. Okay, let's plug it in and see if we're lucky. Last one had the plus and minus facing down. We'll give it a try again. Let's see if the low beam is good. I'll admit it, I did in fact use a step stool, but what can you do? Okay. Truck is on, headlights on, brights on. Oh, and we are in business. Look at that too. Very bright light, 2 very dull and dingy lights. Why are we still using halogen bulbs? I get it, it's almost the base model work truck, but why are we still using halogen bulbs in 2025? I just don't get it. We still got a bunch more bulbs to put in. I gotta put this air box back in because this thing's kicking my butt, so let's get back to work. Let's play a game. Oh, I forgot to shut the lights off. Wow, good thing I could hear those LED fans. Step number 1 is never be like a rookie like me when you're doing these installs. Airbox. A nice collection of leaves in there. Oh my God, this thing is burning hot. Holy cow. Oh my God. It's almost like this wasn't supposed to come out. Okay, so I was right. There is another bushing mount down there. Why does this can not even work? And there's actually an alignment pin as well. Let's make sure we get those on there. Get that out of the way. Okay. Oh shoot, I'm losing my paperwork. Now back to the regular scheduled programming. Manhandle this thing back into place. Step ladder coming in handy again. Can't ever let a couple rubber boots kick your butt. Although I have put up a good fight today. Everything is going overboard today. Oh man, I forgot to put my freaking butt. Oh my God. Wow, plug and play. Oh my God. Fell and it's stuck beneath the fan. This is where I pray I have a magnet. Just finished putting this side back together. A socket dropped and a headlight bulb dropped through here. Right there, and the socket of course fell and it's down there. I gotta go find a magnet so I can get those out and finish putting this side together. Such a sad feeling when finding things in your toolbox is a miracle. But let's see if we can get this out now. Yeah, that just fell deeper. It's okay, we can try from here. Oh. Okay. That's a successful magnet fishing trip. I would not recommend sticking this end in. That was an accident. And boom. Wow, time to go play the lottery today. Yeah, let's not set the bulbs back up there. All right, so I forgot to put this in. So now, of course, this whole thing has to freaking come back out. You gotta be kidding me. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This is why you don't rush things. You can't even lean on the fender, so I didn't want to have to do it this way. Not OJ's glove, but like a glove. Okay, let's get this boot back on. Oh. Wow, I think I dropped everything. Just finished putting this side back together. Now to the other side. Good thing I saved what should be the easier side. Actually, I take that back. We have an entire fuse box blocking that one. We will have to get creative. What a freaking relief. I thought I was gonna have to try to squeeze my hand in that literal hole right there. I'm not even exaggerating, it's down there. Wow. If there was one on the other side too. Oh my God. It's quite simple. At least it seems. It's all right, I'm better and I'm stronger because of this. I'm gonna tell myself it was worth it. Okay, so it actually is almost as easy as plug and play if you have half a brain, and you would have realized that. All right, let's get this bulb changed because I have a feeling my son's gonna be waking up any second and I'm gonna have to call it quits before I even finish this job. Although it is a bit tighter of a fit than you would imagine. Small pin is in that orientation. So it goes in like this, wire up. All right, I gotta get this thing in. Give me a break. I need some patience. I mean, concentration. Patience also helps. So that's a success. That's all it took. All right, let's get it plugged in and tested. I think we're good. Just like that. Look at those things. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now I gotta get my rubber boot back on and then do a dare attempt the fogs. Or, chances are, if the baby wake up and I lose this project. If only I can remember where I put the rubber boot. Rubber boot is on from underneath. There it is. Got it off. Let's compare it to the new one. Fun fact, it is also an H11, which is the same as the low beam bulb. Find where the lucky tab. Get this clip to lock. Oh, let's hope this one goes a little bit quicker. Last one wasn't the most. Oh, that is so hot. Fucking hell, my God. Hurt myself pretty good there on the bulb, not gonna lie. Reconsidering a lot of the choices I made in life. All right, final bulb going in. Camera's gonna look like it took 2 seconds. I'm not gonna actually let you know how long this one takes me because it might kick my butt. Just like that, we're done. Success. All right, so that is after. Wow, I really scorched my freaking hand on that bulb. What a rookie mistake. So I get for being in a rush. All right, let's shut this down. Off, off. So maybe I have a problem, maybe not, but either way, all the old bulbs going in this box. I throw this underneath the middle center seat in the front. I got the bench seat in the front. Just in case any bulbs go out while I'm out and about, I got all the replacements right here. This is every single working bulb that was in the truck. Going back in here. In case I have any issues, I don't know. In case anything goes out while I'm out and about. Place that right there for safekeeping. It helps if you have an extra hand. And I did just like that. Okay, you can go back there. It's finished getting cleaned up. I will see you guys at the comparison.
All right, guys, so it's 5 a.m. I just parked here at the gym. I'm gonna give you a quick walk around so you can see the headlights on at nighttime, see what they look like. In the next segment, you'll be able to see the testing. We'll be able to compare the actual lux meter, what the reading is from before to after, so you can see how much brighter they are. But I can tell you they're so much brighter. It's insane. Absolutely worth it. As of right now, I say get the cheap ones on Amazon. Don't waste the money on more expensive brands. These are doing great. I don't have bulb warnings now that I know the right way to do it. With the wheel well opening, the install went super easy. I couldn't be happier. Look at that. I mean, the whole field is literally lit up. I mean, unbelievable. So here it is, the first test during the nighttime. You can see the change is unbelievable. Wow. It almost feels like my brights are on. Now this is just the low beams. I can't believe the difference. This upgrade is 1000% worth it. It's a shame that I waited so long. Wow, I still cannot get over that. All right, I'm gonna turn the fog lights on now. That's with the fog lights on. That is crazy. It is so bright. They don't seem to be flickering, moving, bouncing. So I would recommend this to anybody. And the great news is, so far, the cheap Amazon alternatives have a phenomenal output. Right now, there doesn't seem to be any disadvantage to saving the money. So right now we're driving with the low beams and the fogs on. Just so you can kind of see what it's like out here in the complete darkness. So that's with the brights on. Fog lights, of course, shut off. One mod I would like to do in the future is the all 6 mod, if possible, where you have the low beams, fog lights, and high beams on. I know this is a mod you can do on GM trucks. I'm not sure if you can do it on the Ram yet, So let me know if you've done an all 6 mod to your truck and how you go about doing that. I will try to research it and see if I can do it and share it with everybody. I have a lot of coverage off to the side of the road, which is quite nice because we have a lot of animals sit on the roadside and run across the road, especially when it's dark out. So we finally arrived. Here we are at the test spot. As you can see, it's pretty much pitch black out there. Of course, the camera always captures a little bit more color in the sky than what I can see. So as far as I can see, it's pitch black. And here's the comparison. I mean, look how bright that is. It looks like my brights are on. These are just low beams and the fog lights. So to be honest, I'm actually doubting. I think the lights are gonna be so bright that the lux meter is not even gonna be able to read it properly. I guess maybe it'll surprise me. Put it to the test and see what the results are. So this is just the low beams and the fog light. Here, I'll turn the brights on. And that's the difference. We lose the light down low from the fogs, and then of course we can just get more light back straight ahead down the road. So let's get out there and test it with the lux meter and see what it says. All right, so here we are stepping outside. You can see behind is just pitch black. Can't really see anything out here, but wow, take a look at that. So we're gonna go ahead and get the lux meter reading. All right, so we're standing right here in front of the headlight and we're gonna try to get a reading. So I saw almost 9,600. So we are almost off the chart. Very hard to see, actually. It's almost blinding the screen out. It's so bright. It's so bright, I can't even read on the screen. I'm pretty sure I saw 9,000 on there, so we're probably maxing this thing out. I'm gonna get a reading now, like 10 paces out, and let's see what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here we are, that's how far we are from the truck, and let's try to get a reading. So here I am holding it up about head level, and let's see. So it's reading only 40, go a bit lower. So we're reading 400, 500, 700, 900, so 800. So almost 900 is about the maximum. Here we're about 2 feet off the ground, so we can see that's about what it looks like. You can even see the shadow. It's casting on me quite far out there. These things are bright. Look how much it's lighting up me standing in front of the lights. What a difference. I gotta say, like, now I can finally see what's on the road ahead of me. Before, it literally felt like I was driving by candlelight. I felt blind, so blind. I could not see at all what I was doing. Here, I'll turn the brights on. And that's the difference. We lose the light down low from the fogs, and then of course we can just get more light back straight ahead. So 800. So almost 900 is about the maximum. Here we're about 2 feet off the ground. This was probably the greatest mod by far that I've done yet. I guess it's really the only one, other than some floor liners. I did put some floor liners in, but I can't wait to see what other mods I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna check the high beams. I think the difference is so huge, it's not even worth comparing. So thank you guys for sticking it out with me on this video. Like and subscribe. Let me know what mod I should do next. You know, what's a must for these trucks. I'll put the links down below for what lights I used if you wanna grab them. Save yourself some money. You don't have to buy the expensive ones. I will do a follow-up video here in, like, I don't know, 6 months or so. Let you know how the lights are lasting. I don't foresee any problem. Actually, I ran the same exact brand in my previous truck. Had it for years and years and years with zero issues. So yeah, that's it. It's getting late here. I'm gonna get back home. Clearly the upgrade is unbelievable. Just check that out. It's an absolute no-brainer. All right, good night.